Hello, everybody. Dan Lucas from Credo here, and welcome to our series on 50 states in 50 days. And today we are on day, let's see, what day are we on? 39. Gosh, coming to the tail end here. Whew, starting to get kind of tired, kind of winded, but looks like we got about 10 states to go. So looking to finish strong. Uh, North Dakota. North Dakota was admitted to the Union on November 2nd, 1889. And North Dakota is a twin, born on the same date as another state. Now it's the first twin, so it's older than its twin. Can you guess what the other state was? Yep, it was South Dakota. You guessed it. I know, kind of random, right? I mean, who would have known that that would be the other twin? But I guess they didn't know. I guess it was Dakota, right? And they didn't know really what else to name it, so they just did north and south. Sounds good to me. A lot of kind of mentality in the north and south during that time in our history, right? But anyway, so 1889, November 2nd, 1889. After the Civil War was over, well, I mean, some would argue that it wasn't over for a long time after 1865, but after General Lee surrendered to Grant at Appomattox in 1865. Um, it slowed down a lot as far as admitting states. Now they did add Nebraska and Colorado, but there were some, big time lapses in between that. Well, big time lapses relative to how it had been going. And then after Colorado, there was a 13-year gap between Colorado, North Dakota, and South Dakota, and uh, that was kind of a big gap, compared to we had 38 states in only 100 years, right? So everything was going pretty fast. So anyway, we're expanding out west now, right? And this is where the country is becoming more diverse, more beautiful, more agriculture, things like that. I mean, sort of guys like Teddy Roosevelt get real excited about this kind of stuff. Montana was added soon after that, so it was only added 6 days after South Dakota, North and South Dakota. Anyway, this is not a history video. This is about tax credits and incentives. And North Dakota has a much more robust program than South Dakota. But South Dakota basically has no tax on a lot of different things. So probably not a fair comparison. However, North Dakota has kind of several different areas of tax incentives and credits. They have credits, they have incentives, and then they have some other development programs. So if you're a small business owner, you're going to want to be looking at all three of these. Remember, there's programs in federal too. There is tax credits and tax incentives in federal. There are economic development programs in federal. As part of being a small business owner, obviously cash is king. And so if we're trying to work hard, if we're trying to work smart and not hard, you can't always work smart and not hard. But if you're working hard 100% of the time, you're never taking time to kind of try to work smart. And so, you have to work hard, but I prefer to work hard to work smart, right? So I try to uh, pursue working smart, and I work hard in doing it, if that makes sense. But sometimes you got to work hard. I mean, if you're a small business owner, someone's got to change the toilet paper roll, right? Sometimes, so it is what it is. But this is one way. Tax credits, tax incentives, these types of things are often left on the table, often ignored. It could just be lack of knowledge, or it could just be lack of time. It's just you're too busy. But in a lot of people in the tax professional world, they're the same way. They don't have time. They're busy. It is tough to keep track of all this stuff. It is tough to actually do the work to get these things, but it is a lot of times money that can have a very material impact on your business. I mean, federal credits, state credits, you start really getting into these programs and you start this machine that starts becoming another revenue stream, right? And all of a sudden your profitability completely changes. The structure of your business changes. And you're not scrambling all the time necessarily, worry about working capital as much, and you're not having to go get loans or use your line of credit because you're doing this stuff instead. So my advice would be find a get to know some of this stuff yourself. Get some awareness of it. Find somebody that can help you, like a tax professional that actually does these, that really helps you capitalize on these, because not everyone will, and that's fine, because a lot of people are just swamped trying to do tax compliance and tax returns, and that's great because you don't want to get in trouble with that. But a lot of them don't do the. That's just not in their model, and it's not in the model of a lot of tax professionals to actually go get these credits for you and go through all the administrative part of it to get these credits for you and do a review of it and have the knowledge of how to get them and which ones you qualify for. Go find someone like our firm or another firm that does that kind of stuff. Um, if you have any questions about anything before I go into it, put a comment in the comment section of the video, send us a note, go to creativefinance.com. We're happy to help you, or even try to help you, help network and see if we can find someone that's local to you if you want, to help you through some of this stuff. So anyway, I'm just trying to get the awareness out there, but at the same time, I feel like I can make an impact by people taking advantage of these things that didn't know about them otherwise. So really, I'm just trying to get your awareness in there, and hopefully the people that are more proactive and want to take advantage of this stuff will start taking some action. Okay, that being said, let's go through the credits. So they have the agricultural business investment tax credit. They have the angel fund investment tax credit. They have the automation tax credit. They have the primary sector certification, and they have the seed capital investment tax credit. So there's a couple credits in there that have to do with investing in the small business. And I know that a lot of investors love when they hear, oh, you have angel credits, or oh, you have seed capital credits, right? Because that's how they can hedge their risk, right? Investing in something. So these are not uncommon credits necessarily in states, but they're not really common either. I mean, I would say that maybe 40% of the states have angel investor credits. Angel investor is, it's basically early stage investing, so it's not really seed capital. So they have seed capital as well as a credit. Seed capital would literally be like starting up. That's how I define it. It's literally kind of opening up the business, or you just might have started and got a couple sales, but you need money to hire one person or something, or buy some more products, whatever, something small. And then the angel fund is a little more after that seed capital has kind of gotten things going in my mind, and then you kind of go from there. But anytime you're trying to get money, if the state is giving tax credits for that money, get educated on what that credit is, because when you're talking to somebody to invest, giving them a tax credit benefit from it is huge. Okay, I mean it gives you such a leg up on convincing that person to help you versus not having some credit baked in, right? Because they know that they're making an investment decision, but they basically have a return baked in on day one. So it's either a return if it works out okay, or it boosts their return on investment if it works out the way they're hoping and you're hoping, or it mitigates some of the loss, right? So it's sort of it's almost like limits how much they can lose as far as the investment. Either way, if you lower risk and you can raise return, that's a more attractive investment. Okay, so use that to your advantage to attract capital. If you are in the state of North Dakota and you like investing in small businesses, find businesses that qualify for these. You might be already invested in businesses that qualify for the angel fund and credit or the seed capital credit. Go back and look at this. Did you miss it? Are you going to do it on the next time? Do you want to do another round of funding, maybe in a separate spin-off LLC or something, and do something else? Go in and look at this, because if you're a serial investor or serial entrepreneur, why you wouldn't take advantage of this, I don't know. Okay, it's there, and again, a lot of people don't take advantage of the credits that are out there. That's why we're doing these videos. Okay, let's look at let's see, there's an automation tax credit. Let's see. This tax credit is for the purchaser capital lease of machinery and equipment. So if you're in manufacturing, if you're in a type of business that has a lot of equipment, there's a lot of that kind of industry in North Dakota. Then you're going to want to be looking at this automation tax credit. So basically, it's for a lot of it's for fixed capital investment, more or less. Let's see. The agricultural business investment credit is kind of what it sounds. If you're in agriculture, it's very favorable and very generous. I mean, they really are trying to help in that area. So if you're in that industry, you're going to want to be looking at this for sure. If you're not getting it, it's probably pretty simple. I would say that even if you have a tax professional that's super busy, um, it's just one credit. So you easily could ask them about it or ask us about it. We can try to help you. But those are really the main tax credits. Now, in again, there now let's go to tax incentives. They have business incentives. They have a business incentives database, so you can actually go online to um, look at. Let's see. Oh, they have an entire database of like business incentives where you can kind of put in like the type of business you're in, the type of credit you might want to get, et cetera, et cetera. That's a little hard to navigate, but it is kind of it's helpful for tax professionals that kind of really know exactly what they're looking for. But it's really nice. I mean, a lot of states, believe it or not, a lot of states really have bad websites and bad information, and it's really not easy to navigate through. Uh, let's see. The tax incentives, they have corporate income tax exemptions for certain things. They have opportunity zones incentives, which is like these are areas where they're trying to take it from poverty to prosperity, and they have different geographic regions where they have tax incentives. See if you're domiciled in any of these areas. If you are, you're probably missing out on some tax incentives, and that'll put more money in your pocket. They have different exemptions on the sales and use tax side, property tax side, and then they have a research expense credit, which is like what I call the innovation credit. There's a huge federal credit for R&D. They call it research and development. Again, I call it innovation because I think R&D is not really a good description of all the stuff that qualifies, and people don't realize they actually qualify when they do. But you can double dip on this, and these R&D credits can be enormous. I mean, federal credits can be in the six, seven figures sometimes, and then you double dip on the state. Sometimes the state credit's bigger than the federal. So if you're doing anything innovative, it could be process development. It could be, you know, hiring a director of operations to come in and do certain things. I mean, there's tons of things that are really related to improving the business, improving processes, innovating different things. Always err on the side of, hey, maybe this thing that I'm doing to better my business, better my processes, install new training, install new technology, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe it does qualify. Think that way rather than trying to think that it doesn't qualify, and just find out. It doesn't hurt to find out. We can help you determine whether we think it's, you know, innovative and would qualify for this kind of credit. But these credits can be huge. Let's see. There is and let me just really quick. Let me just comment on some of the different financial help you can get in North Dakota. Um, they have a good robust Department of Commerce in North Dakota. You can always go there and check that out, give them a call. Typically in more of these states that are more in the Midwest and things, you call somebody, they pick up the phone, and you talk to them. Okay, and it's really good. It's not like um, sometimes we call the IRS, we sit on a hold for 4 hours. It's not like that. Call them, talk to them, even go in to see them. Uh, they have a lot of kind of SBA program type things. So Small Business Administration gives loans that are favorable interest rates, loans that you wouldn't be able to get elsewise from commercial banks because you're just kind of too small, or maybe the loan is based on cash flow, not based on assets. You're going to be looking at the local programs in North Dakota because that money's made for you. If you can't just go to walk into a bank and get a loan. Um, they have local economic development programs, so that's kind of like little incubator programs. There's a lot of people that have knowledge that can help you. In some of these states that have these uh, kind of departments set up, I don't know why more people don't use them. They typically, um, this is what they do all the time, and they help lots of small business. They really have their finger on the pulse of things. And if they can't like help you directly with problems because maybe it's not expertise, they can direct you to where to go, and they can help you navigate all of these credits and incentives and stuff through the state to tell you, yeah, you need to be getting this, or no, or yeah, you need to be getting this, and here's the form, and hey, send it to me and I'll look at it, I'll help you. So take advantage of this stuff. Okay, if you're a business owner, small business owner, you got to take advantage of everything you can. Okay, it's hard enough, right? So if you can get other people that are willing to help you and it doesn't cost you anything, by all means, take it. Okay, or especially if they have a lot of knowledge about how to get found money, in these programs. There's a public finance authority. They're talking about this business incentives database. That's kind of helpful. You might take a look at that, but it looks to me like it's more for tax professionals to kind of navigate. And I don't. It's not an IQ thing. It's just more of a knowledge of how to navigate tax databases. Um, yeah, I think that's really it for North Dakota. I would say, again, um, definitely if you're, the angel fund investment tax credit seed capital, that's huge. That's a huge benefit. In heavy equipment, you're going to be looking at that. If you're looking for financing, uh, things I'm talking about in this video are applicable to you. Um, and then, of course, if you're in an agricultural business, you're going to be looking at this stuff. So, yeah, I mean, going into anything else would be just to kind of make this video longer. I think that, anyway, if you have questions, comments, if you want help, or if you're just like, man, I don't know if I qualify for anything, I could really use some extra money, um, send us a note. Doesn't hurt. Send us a note. Tell us kind of what you do. Give us a little bit of details. Doesn't have to be a lot, 2 or 3 sentences, and we're happy to help. Okay, so thank you for watching the video, and hope you have prosperity in the future. Thanks.